Welcome to an episode of Fallon's Daily Toast, everyone. If you thought this was going to be a comedic episode, you're highly mistaken. This is going to be one of the most serious episodes you've ever tuned into.
We're just sweating here.
Look how much work went into this Fallon's Daily Toast board. That alone says something serious.
I was working on my family farm in New Hampshire this past month for the month of July. We have an organic vegetable farm.
Shout out to Kearsarge Gore Farm.
Kearsarge Gore Farm in Warner, New Hampshire. Organic vegetables and all sorts of animals. We make maple syrup. There's some really amazing things happening there, and I have big plans to start hosting some pretty cool events there, most likely beginning next summer. We have some big plans in the works, so stay tuned for that for sure. Bring in some of the, some of the theater scene and some of the arts and culture from the city and everyone who I've met and everything. It's been amazing, and I'm just really excited to get it to the land.
It does sound exciting.
Mix it up with the food and everything. So
healthy.
So that's some things that are being worked on. So we also have a new place up in Vermont, and my partner and I. It's very exciting. We're in an old 1800 schoolhouse now.
That's beautiful.
And it's gorgeous. And I'm about to go up to the Bread and Puppet Theater on Monday, and I'll be working with the Bread and Puppet Theater up in Glover, Vermont. For the next month or so.
Talk about Bread and Puppet a little.
Yeah, so Bread and Puppet originated in New York City in 1973. Peter Schumann is the man who founded Bread and Puppet, an incredibly talented and amazing person, and he's still running it today at, I don't know, he might be getting close to 85 or so. And he was still up on 14-foot stilts about 3 years ago. It was terrifying to watch.
Sure. Yeah, it's really quite a sight to see. They do it on Sundays, and there's this big performance and wide open spaces, and everyone with like big willowy, billowy fabrics and costumes and stilts, and music, a whole instrumental section.
Yeah, so it's big. It's a circus. It's street theater. It's the focus is focusing on whatever is happening in the country or the world today, and building scenes out of that and telling a story, and using comedy too, because comedy is really important to use in life in general. It's hard when if everything's too serious, then nobody takes it seriously in the end. I feel comedy sometimes helps for people to take things more seriously.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is interesting how that can flip can work. So the Bread and Puppet build big, larger-than-life papier-mâché puppets. Huge white doves will come flying over a field above everyone's heads. There's stilt walking and music.
So when and where?
So Glover, Vermont.
Okay.
There are 3 circuses left for the summer. They're all on Sundays at 1 p.m. So this coming Sunday, I believe that I wrote down the dates.
15th, is it? Or
13th, yeah, something.
Yeah.
I have the dates here. I'll just
don't
shout them out real quick.
We're here with you for an hour, folks. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Fallon's Daily Toast.
It's less than an hour already.
Yeah. So the last 3 circuses of the summer season for Bread and Puppet up in Glover, Vermont, in the Great North Kingdom, are Sunday, August 13th, 20th, and 27th. Really something that you should try and catch, at least at some point in time. And then there's also Friday night shows in the papier-mâché cathedral in Glover, Vermont at the farm. So those are Friday, August 18th and 25th, I believe, are the last 2. And then there's also going to be the Little Big Tour. Will be, once these circuses are over at the beginning of September, Bread and Puppet will be touring down to Boston. And there will be a show here.
That's easier.
And volunteers are welcome. That's what's so cool about Bread and Puppet. It's participatory theater. It's a collective. It's community, and volunteers can be in the shows, and they're spectacular shows. It's really an amazing opportunity, especially if you're into activism like that too. Dun da da da!
We believe in you. We saw you can do that. So we have the first
Oh, what a... Hey, you know what? For that, you get a hat. You get a hat for that. You get a hat for that. I bet he wrote... I bet he
can do that.
I bet he spins a good pizza pie. I wonder if he ever was a pizza
Started
maker
as a
in a
pizza
past
man.
life.
No,
Look at that hat. Looks fine on you, sir.
Cooking.
Well, so as I was saying, it's just that, you know, there's always the dark, the light. You know, there's this imbalance, though, occurring in that. So we just need to bring balance back to
It just got that.
planet Earth, you know, to the solar system, really. I think things are wacky out in other solar systems, too. Did you know Jupiter could fit 3,000... No, wait, is it Earth's inside of it? It's so big? Yes. And the sun can fit 1.3 million Earths inside of it. So just a little...
What the hell is going on? You get a hat.
Oh my goodness, you get a hat for that. Here, take a little. So here we have Leila Bower. Leila Bower is the cousin of Abigail. And
really?
it's good to see you. She's also a musician. How can people find your music?
Well, so I just started with this band called Leopard Print Taser, but we're brand new. Haven't played a show yet. We're gonna have our first show in October at O'Brien's.
Nice.
It's like kind of punk alt rock. Yeah,
It's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, O'Brien's I think in Allston.
You can join us.
Cool.
Yeah. So
It's yours.
what's Mike?
Hi, nice to meet you.
So much.
so it's in October, but you know you can't find. We don't have anything done like recorded yet. Hopefully coming soon. You know, look out for Leopard Print Taser.
So talk a little. So we got Yael over there.
I can say something bad, and then like people will be like, "What? You cannot say that." I'm like, "I'm not from here. I can do whatever I want," and then say I'm sorry. Like the art of New England is incredible. Some similar things, like even in Israel and even in Europe, but like here it happens all the time in so many different locations in the same time, and it's like, wow, there's like so many options and
Yeah.
to watch or to be part of or like whatever
Yeah.
you want. It's
And Leila is from Vermont, and her father, my uncle, Duker Bower, is an artist up in Vermont as well.
Speaking of Vermont, I just want to let, if Sam Brown is tuning in, Representative Sam Brown, I found your sunglasses. Just so you know. He came here. He was working with Collective Arts Brewery out of Canada, and he came through, and I discovered that he was living in Vermont, that he was running for state representative. I had him on my show, and he left his glasses here, and I just found them. They're great glasses. Yeah. Sunglasses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Vermont is stunning. Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts is like third.
what's going on in Maine?
I'm just
What's
sorry.
going on in Maine?
My heart is
Like,
really in Vermont.
Maine.
So
Have
anything
you
like
explored
that.
Maine much?
I've been in like Bangor. I went to see Stephen King's house.
So
Maine is
was my
beautiful,
main-
too, yeah.
So Portland, Maine is
Okay.
definitely a place to check out. That's like the arts hub of Maine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a friend of mine who I know from growing up in New Hampshire, or I know the wife of this person, but they started Bissell Brothers Brewing in Portland, Maine, which is completely taking off, which is amazing, a brewery.
Yeah,
But-
and if you love mushrooms, like different, matsutake and reishi and, every kind of mushroom, North Spore mushrooms, it's a great place to go get all your tinctures and, your mushrooms for tea and for really whatever. You can even get your mushrooms. Maybe those other mushrooms. Who knows? Those little wackadoodle buttons. Those silly Sybins.
Some Super Mario's mushrooms.
Super Mario's mushrooms. Yeah, they got that right. Love you. Love you.
We all love you.
We all love you. Be nice.
Love you, Leila. Yeah, so I've been studying drama therapy.
Oh, awesome.
Recently. Yeah, at
So
Omega
we're
Theater.
Expressionists. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to be starting my program at Lesley University in dance and movement therapy. And actually, I'm going back up to New Hampshire on Monday for a week.
To Antioch?
Not Antioch. I'm
Okay.
going to Sargent Center. I think BU owns it. But I'm there for a week, and I'm doing an orientation course. So just been prepping for that. And no, it's exciting. I'm
Awesome.
excited to come on the show and talk about it in more depth, but yeah.
I know a bunch of, through the program that I've been studying through, I know a bunch of dance movement therapy people who go to Antioch.
This is fun. Hanging out on TV. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for
I almost forgot that there's people there.
Yeah,
We love you.
There could be up to 30,000 folks watching at home.
That's not intimidating or anything.
No.
Of things, and dance movement therapy too, and musical therapy.
Yeah,
you know, there's so many, you know, all of these things can be really beneficial to our minds and our imaginations. And, you know, rediscovering our imagination is something huge. A lot of people can lose that, and with that, you know, can come this scramble of being like,
Grown up, like
yeah, so much.
with problems
There's so
or without
much.
problems. Most of them are just like losing it.
Yeah, and it's
Losing
hard
Such
too.
a healthy thing.
Yeah, because with the bringing that element of play back in and everything, like there is a lot that, you know, you go back into your childhood a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's something that you know, for some people that can be really difficult. So but it's really
when
interesting
you work
stuff.
on it, it becomes like more comfortable. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I never left my childhood comfort zone.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't want to grow up.
Lucky. I know.
It's boring.
I have a super Peter Pan complex as well.
I have a super Peter
It's kind of
Pan.
bad.
I have a super Peter Pan on my leg.
Yay! You just won a sparkly hat.
You're on an episode of Fallon's Daily Toast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. I love toast. Okay, so I am a fat kid, and what I like to do is I will butter both sides and toast them in a frying pan. And it's
I
amazing.
like it.
I had a boyfriend who would just put butter right in the middle and not spread it. And I was like, what's wrong with you?
Okay, if you have a
no.
big enough piece of butter and you're spreading the bread with the butter, I think it's fine. But other than
Yeah,
that,
but just like in the middle,
It was
and
just
then
like
it's gonna
put
be
it in
like
the middle of the
dry.
English muffin, and
You
we
like
had a
crispy
problem
exterior.
because of that.
That's-
you liked it soggy in the middle and crispy on the outside.
I think that's what it was.
Well, Mike, it was so good to see you.
So good to see
What
you.
a pleasure.
Goodness
Yay.
gracious. There's all sorts of things happening around us right now. We still have 2 more hats, folks. If you're tuning in at home and
3
you're
hats,
just around the
we're
corner
here.
from Union Square, come on down.
You remind me kind of my roots. Now, I'm from Southern California, and, you know, PBS there, KCET, specifically Hugh Hausner. You're kind of reminding me of that show. He'd go around with a mic and just talk to the locals about
Yeah.
what's up.
And more sex education in schools. I think sex education would really prevent all of these poor kids having sex young and going off and getting STDs and like pregnant. We don't
Helen, I
want
love
any of
you.
that. I love you too, but I'm just saying, folks at home, really
I will tell you what is the
more
problem.
sexual
In Israel, I
education.
remember that they had like
I'm sick of it.
I know, it's like 95% of the country.
I think
is
they had
really-
like one sex school class, like to explain us what is it. The problem is that it was like in 5th grade, which is way too early.
Oh, yeah.
We were
My
like
sex
too
ed was in, like,
shy.
7th
We were
grade, I
just,
think.
like,
Or no.
So the guy, they taught
Yeah.
the guy how to wear a condom, and they taught the girls how to wear like pads for like their periods. And then at the end of the classes, you saw like girls are running in the like hallways with like condoms and balloons, and the guy is like running after people like putting pads on them.
Oh, sure.
That's what I remember from
5th
like
grade.
sex education.
10 years
So
old.
be more,
Yeah.
be more like concentrated with what are you aiming to.
Yes,
It
yes.
had too many Puritan roots in it, like scare the child.
Yeah, instead of education, right. It's not right.
Sex is natural, you know. It's just
It is natural, but just be careful.
safe, yeah.
So we'll, touch on that on another episode. We'll get a panel discussion going.
Yeah, we're
here
gonna
on
bring a
that.
condom, a banana, and we're gonna teach you kids how to. I know that seems.
Tune in to Fallon's Daily Toast. You don't have to have that conversation with your kid.
No, I think that the banana thing they also taught the girls, which is funny because I've never got the honor of putting a condom to anyone.
Female condoms.
Like no, but I'm saying like on a banana they taught us how to put it on, and I was like, I'm a girl. Like men would never let me do that for them. They're like, no, that's my
Right.
part. Like I'm doing that move.
I'm so glad we're having these kind of discussions. They need to happen more often. Oh, let's talk about that for a minute.
I stopped.
She
yeah,
quit
I
smoking.
quit smoking 3 days
It's been a little over a month for me
on
too.
Tuesday. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Good.
You know.
When did you quit?
a little over a month ago.
Okay, and how is it going?
You know, I think being in a new environment and just being out of kind of a daily routine.
So it's still my
helps a
first
lot.
days.
A new
That's
routine.
true.
getting into a
Like
new
my
routine.
thing is, I've never tried to quit. I smoked for like 10 years. I've never tried to quit. I said always that at the moment that I'm gonna decide to quit, I'm just gonna quit. I'm not gonna use anything like patches or something like that, or like to take like some lectures. I'm just gonna quit. So that's what I did. Because I don't know, I felt like in the last couple of months my body just rejects the cigarettes anyway. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. Like this is good time.
No, it's good. And, you know, my second mother and I caught up today. She lives in New York, and it's unfortunate news. She's diagnosed with emphysema. And, you know, you have these wake-up calls where you're like,
yeah.
yes, it's just,
That's a
you
big
got to
one.
take care of yourself.
Somebody close to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm not touching a cigarette.
Wait, so what are you doing in your like 5 to 7 minutes time that you used to smoke? I'm just
Oh,
like
So,
getting
no,
crazy.
I say I smoked for on and off for the last 10 years. But
Okay.
I was never a chain smoker. I maybe smoke a pack every week and a
that's
half.
yeah. So I
So I wasn't a smoker, but still, it
Still
was
not it,
something.
yeah.
I have friends who are very serious smokers and have tried to quit, and it's very somatic, and you know, it's a really rough process to quit. So I can only imagine.
I used to
know,
smoke
I-
like a pack per like a day and a half.
Oh.
In Israel, I used to smoke like a pack per day,
Yeah.
which is worse. Yeah, my mom told me yesterday. She quit. I think like 20 years ago, maybe more, and she told me that now, instead of like spend my money on cigarettes, to put like $100 or $150 on the side every month. And I told her, oh my God, that's a very nice idea, because after a year I'm gonna have enough money to buy a lot of cigarettes. She didn't. She didn't laugh. That was very funny. I was like, so I'm gonna try that.
But I think just being active is key, you know,
Yeah.
like getting on that
Physically.
Yeah, so
treadmill
the
is a
problem,
wake-up
the
call.
only moment that I felt like really like, what am I gonna do now? Where's my life now? It was yesterday. I was on my way to a show in Jamaica playing, and I arrived like 10 minutes before, and I was standing outside with a coffee, and I had to wait 10 minutes.
A coffee and no cigarette.
Stare at the ground. I even don't like take my phone off like out anymore. I don't know why. Like normally I had to like, okay, I'm gonna keep all the notifications. I'm gonna open the phone with the cigarettes. Now I even don't open the phone. I'm like, I don't know where, like, what's my timing to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think it's just taking a moment, you know, and just deep
so I
breath,
had
breathing.
so many moments that like I fill it up with like
Trying to, yeah, it's just we're so used to so much stimulation all the time, but it's just like learning to just be with yourself.
But I actually,
Not having
I
to
feel
be
so much
stimulated.
better already. Like my body is kind of like clean itself or something. Feel good.
Yeah,
It
good.
does feel good.
Well, keep it up.
Fallon, how did you catch me? I'm with all these beautiful women here. Huh? This is easy.
Dun da da da.
So what's going on here? They're gonna get ahead.
Hi, Abigail.
Nice to meet you.
Beautiful name. I like
I'm
that.
Yael.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So how are you?
And you've been now close to 4 years Ward 3 alderman. You've done a lot for the city, a lot for this Ward 3, and just in general, you're a great like wrangler and facilitator to those that need you. Can you talk a little bit about what's going on?
I was the first person in my family to go to college. So I really identify with this city now because it's unaffordable. And we've become a blue-collar city. Now we've become opulent and affluent. And that really concerns me because a lot of people can't afford this city anymore. So on the local level, we're doing our best with inclusionary zoning and some other issues that we can help the people stay in the city, but it's difficult. So I'm really concerned about how this city is really become unattainable for a lot of people. And I'm doing what I can to make sure people who are from the city or just recently moved here can stay in this great city.
That's yeah, that's good because I know a lot of people within, you know, the underground sort of artist scene of this
Yes.
city. We have a lot of friends who are moving out because
We
they
have
can't
the
afford
second
it.
highest concentration of artists. We have a second highest concentration of millennials.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure everyone who comes to the city can stay here and afford it. So as an elected official, I'm doing what I can to assure that.
What is it?
When I got elected 4 years ago, I never stopped campaigning. I'm out there helping people. If it's development, if it's sustainability, If it's affordability, I'm out there doing what I can to help this community. Now, it's not easy, but you know, I think the city is fabulous. We've come
I love
leap
Somerville.
years ahead. When I grew up in this city, you didn't want to drive through it. That's how dangerous it was. Today, it's a city that's really desirable, and people want to come here. In fact, we're not perfect in our city government, but the Boston Globe 2 years ago did an article. Somerville's become a cachet for other cities and towns. They like how we run our city government. Now, we're not perfect, but we do the best we can. Well, thank you, Fallon. A pleasure.
Thank you so much, Bob. Yeah, thank you, Zach. Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Can I just give one shout out to my confidant, Bill Shelton, who's a real ardent supporter. He's a legend.
He's the only person in America that I've ever met. I'm here like 2 years almost, and he knew who Yael was,
Yes,
and he
he's a
said my
legend.
name.
And I appreciate his support. I also have
Was
Zach
best.
part of
Zazzaloff.
Ward 3 when Ward 3 was not cool and hip.
Yes.
He's made it cool and hip. Guys like Bill.
He's the behemoth of the ward.
Back when God was a child.
Ladies, thank you. Have a wonderful
Thank
night. It was a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
See,
Yeah,
this is
that
what
was
you get to
great.
know when you're outside. This is, you never know who's going to walk by, you know, and yeah, I really,
This
just
is
anyone
fun.
that's doing good work in the community, I really admire that.
We forgot to give him a sparkly hat.
Thank you so much for being, you know, with
Somerville
us here. For those that are tuning in, we really appreciate your attention. And just, you know, if you yourself have anything you want to talk about, fallonsdailytoast@gmail.com, feel free to, you know, to be in touch, and we'll see about getting you on. When did you first know you were funny?
They still didn't find it out.
So I was segueing from talk about doing some sort of a performance piece or something with people who have quit smoking. I don't know exactly
Alright.
what that's all about.
Yeah, I love that.
But so through some of my drama therapy studies, I met a woman, a teacher who came in, and she has founded a theater troupe called Improbable Players, and it's people who it's people who are recovering from addictions, and so you have to be a year sober. It's people who have battled with drug or alcohol addiction and who are trying to stay clean and sober. So you can only audition for Improbable Players if you're a year sober. And they do these shows, put together these shows, and they go to schools and you know, they're like a fabulous troupe of actors, and it's just sort of is interesting. It just made me think of that because it's a pretty cool troupe. Yeah.
And where are they now?
I think it's based out of Watertown.
Okay.
Yeah. Improbable Players. You can look them up online if that's something of interest.